We are now live on YouTube. Will everyone who is before me please raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm that the information contained in your application for court-appointed counsel, as well as any information given to this court, will be truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you. If so, say I do.
I do.
Thank you. Please put your hands down. Good afternoon again, everyone. This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or to take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing from some of you, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. You also have the right to compel the attendance of your own witnesses by the use of subpoena. You have the right to testify and offer evidence should you choose to do so. However, should you choose not to offer any evidence, no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. It is the policy of this court to appoint each of you a court-appointed counsel. However, you always have the right to hire your own attorney. Ms. Grayer is represented by Mr. Franks, who is a private attorney. So you always have the right to represent yourself or to hire another lawyer who is a private attorney. But however, the court has appointed each of you an attorney to represent you going forward. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds pending the prosecution of your case. These bonds may be cash, commercial, or property. Should somebody post a cash bond, they will bring the full amount of cash with any additional fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold the cash bond until the matter is resolved. You could also, and that cash bond will be returned at the conclusion of your case. You could also opt to use a commercial bonding company who would accept up to 15% of your bond as their fee for their services. This fee will not be returned at the conclusion of your case. Someone could also opt to post a property bond. This is allowable as long as your property has at least 3 times the equity in the property of your bond. So if your bond is $2,000, your property must have equity of at least $6,000 to qualify for a property bond. Everyone will have special conditions on your bond. At minimum, you will not be permitted to violate any laws while out on bond. Some of you may have additional conditions that prohibit you from going around certain people or going to certain places, and you will be told those conditions today and acknowledge those conditions today. The court takes those conditions very seriously. So in the event that you do violate those conditions, you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. You may receive additional charges like aggravated stalking or influencing a witness, and those charges may be more serious in nature and fines of up to $20,000 and prison time of up to 10 years. So please be mindful of the special conditions that are put in place. If you have family members who are watching the stream or who will be assisting you in posting bonds, friends or family, they should allow at least 3 hours from the conclusion of this calendar for all of the paperwork to be processed by the sheriff's office. However, if your family member or friend is the alleged victim, he or she will not be permitted to post bond, as there will be a no contact order in place. Some of you are charged with offenses for which the court is not authorized to set a bond. In that event, you will have your bond hearing at a later date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set a bond in your case. However, your probation officer will have an opportunity to review the charges to determine if they want to take out a probation warrant for you. And at that time, the matter of bond will be discussed. That usually occurs at your preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough probable cause or enough evidence to justify keeping you detained until your case goes to trial. If you are charged with misdemeanors only, you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing and moving your matter along through the court system a little bit quicker. So when you come forward, the court will ask you if you wish to waive your preliminary hearing. Waiving your preliminary hearing will not affect your right to post bond, your right to have an attorney represent you, or your right to a jury trial. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived, and you will be mailed a court notice of when to appear. If you don't post bond, but you still want to waive your preliminary hearing and you're facing misdemeanors only, your matter will be moved through the court system and you will be brought before a state court judge where you will plead not guilty and sentenced to a trial, set to a trial date, or you'll be pleading guilty and sentenced at that time. If you are facing felonies, then you will get your preliminary hearing set today by the court. We are going to take the female inmates first, followed by the male inmates, and we will take Ms. Grayer first as her attorney, Mr. Franks, is on the line. After we take Ms. Grayer, we will go in the order of the calendar for December 28th.
Everybody watching themselves. Everybody watching themselves, something that's great. Go back to the cell that you came out of. That's great.
Ms. Grayer, you are represented by Mr. Franks. You are charged with tinted window, red light violation, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and obstruction of an officer. Attorney Franks, do you wish to waive the reading of her warrantless arrest affidavit?
Your Honor, I have not received a copy of the warrants. I would like to either see a copy or hear the allegation with respect to the obstruction charge.
It is alleged that she operated a white Kia Optima with an Illinois tag of BK44477 on a Clayton County roadway while failing to obey a traffic control device. The device in question sits between the traffic signals at the exit ramp from I-285 eastbound to Riverdale Road and states no turn on red. During the officer's traffic stop, the officer alleged they smelled an odor of raw marijuana coming from the vehicle and detained the vehicle occupants. Approximately 0.13 ounces of marijuana was recovered from the passenger compartment of the vehicle. During the initial detainment of Ms. Grayer, she refused to comply and attempted to pull away from the officer several times, requiring several officers to restrain her. Window tint was measured 12% by a tint meter. As such, her bond is $6,000 and she must not violate any laws while out on bond. Is she going to be able to make bond, sir?
Your Honor, she will be able to make bond. And if I may have a request, and may it please the court, Ms. Grayer is a full-time student, an honor student at the Clark Atlanta University. She is on scholarship and she's never before been arrested. She has significant ties to the community, and that her aunt, who is also a Clark Atlanta honors graduate and alumnus here in Atlanta. Her parents are watching via the link via YouTube, and I have been in contact with them both. They are prepared to post bond for her. We, however, asked the court to consider giving her history in her situation if the court will allow her to post her own bond or sign her own bond.
Court is not inclined to do an OR in these types of cases, but I do understand the argument. I do appreciate you making it. I will go ahead and reduce her bond a little bit.
Hey, is Officer Jones up there? Hey, what's going on?
Her bond is now $5,000, sir. Did she wish to waive her preliminary hearing?
Your Honor, we will not waive it at this time, but of course, recognizing that once her bond is posted, that the preliminary hearing will be waived.
For the time being, her next court date will be February. Courtney, will you chat me that date again? You just told it to me, but I'm not able to locate it. Our judicial assistant will chat me that preliminary hearing date for you. I'm sure it's gonna be February something. I'm sure it's coming up shortly. But yes, if she does bond out, then that will be another date. So is there anything else that you need, Mr. Franks?
No, thank you, Your Honor. We do appreciate the court's time.
You're welcome. That's gonna be February 2nd, sir.
And is that
For
9
her
o'clock, Your Honor?
preliminary. February 2nd,
Is it 9 o'clock?
8 a.m. And that's gonna be in courtroom 201. We likely will be still doing Zoom, but if not, that will be 8 a.m. in room 201.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Take care.
welcome. And
Enjoy
she
the rest
did
of your
just chat
holiday.
it to me. Thank you, Courtney. Okay, we're ready for the next one. Have a good day, Mr. Frank.
You too.
Otila Andrews.
You hear your name called? You said Andrews, Judge?
Yes, Otila Andrews.
Sheila Andrews. Judge, I'm gonna check on her. I know a couple did bond out, but let me check on her though.
Thank you. I don't think she would have bought it out because it's not a preset situation, but
Okay.
we'll go ahead and go to Destiny Gunnison.
Destiny Gunnison. Okay, Judge, yeah, she's still in booking.
Are we on the 28th or 27th?
We're on the 28th, but we do
Okay.
have still in booking. Yes, ma'am.
Wendy Norton. Wendy Morton.
No Wendy Morton? Oh, Jesus Christ. I have to see what's going on with her because we don't have her. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 females.
I'll just keep going down the list. I understand y'all got a lot going on. There's no worries, okay? Sandra Pye.
Sandra Pye.
Hello, Ms. Pye. You are charged with simple assault and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrants?
Yes, I understand my charges.
Your bond is $7,000. You are to stay away from Samira Head, excuse me. You shall not return to 7585 Haley Drive in Jonesboro, and you must not violate any laws of out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes.
7585 is where my mother, Mary Clark, lives. I am totally taking care of my mom. She has 2 broken legs and had back.
Okay, let me stop you there. Does
Mary,
Head still live there?
she doesn't live there. She's the one that has a criminal trespass, Your Honor. I did explain that to the officer. For some reason, this is the second time we've gone through this to where they did not check her ID, to where the police have been called numerous of times there to have her removed.
Let me stop you, ma'am. It was alleged that she was in the home
Yes,
and that you came to the residence
yes.
and that you had a bet. I'm not saying that's true or not, and I don't want you to go into that because you don't have your lawyer here, but I'm gonna stop you. The way that the warrant reads, that's her residence. So I'm gonna appoint an attorney to represent you, ma'am. Your lawyer can work all of that out. For the time being, you're not gonna be able to go back there, but I am gonna give you an attorney. Your lawyer can talk about it and parse through all of that. If that is correct, what you're sharing, that she doesn't reside there, your lawyer will share that with the appropriate party at the appropriate time. For the time being, based on the way the warrant reads, I'm not gonna allow you to go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until the matter is resolved, or until the condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, you may not agree, I understand, but you do understand what I'm saying, right? So like I said, you have a lawyer to represent you. Your bond is $7,000. You said you're able to make bond, ma'am? Okay. These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Your next court date is gonna be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Next should be Vanessa Reed.
Is there Vanessa Reed? No Reed right now, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you all have Brittany Ruiz Guerrero? Are you Brittany Ruiz Guerrero?
Yes, ma'am.
You were charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Gandhi Jimenez. You cannot return to 626 Wilmot Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia. It was indicated that that is your residence. As such, you can go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes. May I speak?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't get to show the sheriff's because he left me a bruise.
Okay, let me stop you there, ma'am. It looks like you're about to go into your defense, which may be actually factually accurate, but this is not the appropriate time for this, okay? I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You can share that with your attorney moving forward, but you said you're able to make bond, correct? Now, I have one more question for you. This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Did you hear me, ma'am? Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, I do not wish to waive it.
Your next court date will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am. Next should be Kitsia Ruiz Guerrero.
813-223-223.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You are charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to speak up a little bit more.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Gandhi Jimenez. You cannot return to 626 Wilmot Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
You're welcome. Thanks. Nicola Sanders.
Judge, we do not have her.
Okay. Do you have Twanza Taylor?
Just trying to. Well, they responding, but they really don't have any. No, Judge, she's not here, but we do have a female coming right now. Yeah, they're just having trouble getting them up here, so.
I understand.
Find the ones that-
So you don't have any other women waiting?
Yes, Judge.
Dario Williams?
Who hasn't been in front of the judge yet? It's coming from him. Come in, favor. Step in front of the judge and give me a name from the judge. Yeah, so we just having problems trying to find everybody. They haven't even been booked in yet.
Good afternoon, ma'am. What is your name?
Yeah, that's what's right.
Olivia Odo.
I just want to update this. Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, you are charged with DUI. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your affidavit?
I don't want to waive the affidavit. However, I do want to hear.
Wait a minute. This is not how this works. I asked you a question and you respond. So you said you don't want to waive the reading of your affidavit?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it's alleged that you intentionally operated a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol at 3500 Summer Court Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia. You were found while in a deep sleep in a motor vehicle on the driver's side while the vehicle was running in park in the middle of a parking lot leading into a roadway. It's alleged that you admitted to having been drinking Hennessy and were feeling tired but didn't realize you had fallen asleep behind the wheel. It's alleged that you had a strong alcoholic beverage coming from your breath, and the officer observed that you had glassy eyes. Your bond is $5,000, and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am? I can't hear you. Can y'all pull the camera down? I can't hear Miss Odom.
You gotta speak up, ma'am. Speak up, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm able to make bond.
Okay. Did you have another question for the court, ma'am?
I wanted to know if it's any way possible that I could do an SOV or signature.
No, ma'am. Now, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? This is a misdemeanor offense.
No, ma'am. I don't want to waive it. I just.
Okay. Your next court date is gonna be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Okay, ma'am?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Now, deputies, are these people, these are people that have already heard the speech, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I wanted to confirm. What's your name, ma'am?
Melissa Goodwin.
Ma'am, you're charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Deshaun Goodwin. You shall not return to 2265 Mount Zion Parkway, room 203, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Can I speak?
Yes.
Deshaun Goodwin is my son, and we live down here with each other. And
Let me stop you. I understand that, ma'am. A lot of times these are familial situations that go awry or go astray. I'm not saying that what occurred in the affidavit is true. I'm just saying based on what I've read, I'm not gonna allow you to be around him until the matter is resolved or until the condition is modified by another judge. But I have appointed an attorney to represent you. You can share with him or her what's going on, and they may be able to get with a prosecutor, get some different conditions in, talk to the judge or whatever, but that's not appropriate to discuss at this time, okay, ma'am? All right, this is a misdemeanor offense. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing, ma'am?
yes, ma'am.
Just breathe. Look, I have 2 boys. I can't imagine what you're going through, but just breathe. It's gonna be all right. You have a lawyer, you got a bond. This is gonna be a bleep in the radar, okay? You're gonna be all right. So you said you don't want to waive it, or you do? Okay, so your next court date is gonna be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201, okay? All right, keep your head up. It's gonna be all right. Have a good day, ma'am.
Next, let us give you the
What's your name, ma'am?
Kia White.
Give me 1 second, ma'am. Ms. White, you're charged with reckless conduct. Do you understand the nature of your charge? You want me to read it aloud? Okay. Your bond, this is a felony offense. Your bond is $5,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am? Okay. Your next court date is gonna be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201, okay? All right, have a good day, ma'am. Thank you.
Daria Williams.
Ma'am, you're charged with aggravated assault and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Do I understand my charges? Yes, ma'am.
And do you waive the reading of your affidavit?
I'm not fully aware of that question.
So there's an affidavit that details the allegations. Do you want me to read it aloud, or you understand and don't need me to read it?
Oh, okay, go ahead. I understand.
Okay. You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, you should stay away from Deshaun Williams, but as stated, you do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Judge, that's all the females we have at this time?
Okay. So we're gonna start with the males from the 28th. Is that what we'd like to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I have that James Bowen should be first, correct?
Just keep on coming, keep on coming. Always walk with your hand behind your back, so, okay? You don't have to go through that. Come on to the podium, sir. Wait a minute.
Hello, Jerry.
Yes, hello. Are you Mr. Bowen?
No, I'm Bozeman.
Is James Bowen available? I want to try to take it in order as much as possible because otherwise it's gonna be so hectic for me later on. If he's not available, I can go with Mr. Bozeman, but I would like to go in order if possible.
Bowman, we have Bowman, right?
Bowen,
No. Bowen? What's the number? What's your name, sir? James Bowen. Bowen? No. Thank you. Bowen, B-O-W-E-N. Come on, here we go, come on, and just keep them coming from, please. Come on, sir, come on to the podium for me, please. David, what are each saying? David, they'll blame it on what how do you go to the podium? And then how you want to what it's still an H-way.
are you Mr. Bowen?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? Your bond is $1,500 and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, hey, this on call my sister.
This is a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Okay, now, what's that mean?
I've already explained it earlier. If you don't understand, that's fine. So I'm going to set it down for you, which will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. If you and your lawyer decide that you want to waive it later, that'll be fine, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day. Next should be Samuel Davis.
Now, who's next, Judge?
Samuel Davis.
David, you Davis? Okay, stay right here.
Mr. Davis, you're charged with criminal damage to property. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant?
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask you a question though?
When I'm finished. So you said you do understand, correct? Your bond is $3,500. You're disabled from Erica Solomon. You cannot return to 1365 Conley Road, Building E, Apartment I, Conley, Georgia. And you must, you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff to retrieve your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until the matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws or out on bond. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Yes, I should be able to make bond.
What was your question for the court?
But I already paid for the TV and I just spent Christmas. That's where I live at. How is that criminal trespass?
Okay. Do you want me to read the warrant to you, sir? You said you understood your charge, but now you're saying you don't.
No, I'm just saying, if I stay there, how is that criminal trespass?
It is accused that you did intentionally damage the property belonging to Erica Solomon by entering the residence, possibly under the influence of alcohol without any provocation, punching two black flat screen televisions, valued at $250 and $140, please stand up, causing permanent damage to the property, that the damage was less than $500, that you and the alleged victim have been living together for 5 months. As such, this is an act of family violence. So that's what you're alleged, sir. I'm not saying it's accurate or true or not. That's what is alleged. You have an attorney to represent you to fight the validity of these charges. My next question for you is, since this is a misdemeanor, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir.
Good, sir.
Next should be Jonathan Diggs. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with a felony count on violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
No, ma'am. I didn't understand that.
It's alleged that you had in your possession in your white and color 2015 Audi a clear bag containing small white yellow colored pills, which field tested positive for ecstasy. It was discovered after a search warrant was obtained to search that vehicle following an incident that you were involved in. This took place at 7124 South Lake Parkway, Building J, Morrow, Georgia. Your bond is $6,000 and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yeah, I should be able to. I was wondering, since I wasn't driving my car or nothing like that.
Your next court date is going to be, deputies, could you please remind everybody this is not your trial date, as I stated earlier. Everybody's coming up here trying to tell me what their defenses are. You certainly are presumed innocent, sir, as I read that earlier to you. But it's not appropriate for you to share with me all the facts surrounding the case. Number one, is not right because you don't have your lawyer here and the prosecutor's not here. So you don't know what you may be sharing that could possibly be hurting you. Number two, this is not the appropriate forum, okay? So I'm not upset with you, but we will be here all day having people tell us what their story is when the reality is it may actually be true, but this is not the appropriate forum for that, okay? Do you understand? Okay, I'm just here to read your charges, explain to you what's going on, and set your bond. I've given you a bond of $6,000. Your next court date is going to be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Okay, sir? Have a good day.
Yeah, Anna, this is Sergeant Riley. You can give me a few minutes just to address everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, you can continue. What's your name, sir?
Evans, Anthony Evans.
I have Mr. Anthony Evans.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. You are charged with simple battery and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes.
Okay. Your bond is $7,000. You are to stay away from Tarshay Evans. You cannot return to 11394 Chelsea Lane in Hampton, Georgia. It was indicated that this is your residence too, sir. As such, you can go back with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to this property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is modified by another judge or this condition is modified by another judge or until this matter is closed. You must also not violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you able to make bond, sir?
I should be able to. Yes.
Okay. And these are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver, sir. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, okay? Thank you. Christopher Falls.
He's coming up here. Okay.
Mr. Falls.
Yes.
Good afternoon. You are charged with a license violation, giving a false name, of 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, failure to yield, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, I didn't know I was a convicted felon. Okay. I've never been convicted of anything.
And it's not convicted felon and first offender. You know, the statute covers that as well. But I'm gonna get, once again, it's not whether or not you're guilty of it. This is what you're charged with. I have appointed an attorney to represent you, sir, okay? But you said you understand. Do you want me to read the affidavit or you understand everything else?
Please read it for me.
It's alleged that on December 27th, while conducting a general patrol, an officer observed a silver Infiniti failing to yield while making a left turn onto West Fayetteville Road, nearly causing a collision. The officer then conducted a traffic stop at the intersection of Jones Circle. The officer made contact with you, later identified as Christopher Falls, that you stated you did not have your driver's license and provided a false name of Kristen Meadows, that the officer processed the information through GCIC. The information returned, but the picture did not match your description. That shortly after, the Rapid ID arrived from College Park and you were identified as Mr. Christopher Falls, that the information was provided to dispatch, who advised you had several warrants from different agencies, that you also came back unlicensed, that you were placed under arrest, and while inventorying the vehicle for impound, a red backpack containing MDMA and marijuana edibles was located in the back seat behind the passenger side seat. A green and black Anderson manufacturing AR-15 was located inside the trunk. Miranda was read, timestamped, and you refused to speak without a lawyer. So that's what's alleged, sir. Your bond is $24,000. You shall not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, I should be able.
Your next court date will be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Ms. Harry and Floyd. Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with terroristic threats, cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, possession of firearm by a felon, and false imprisonment. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, I understand.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, a condition of your bond will be to stay away from Denise Ballard, Rosemary Waller, and the juvenile Martin. You do have an attorney that's going to be representing you, and your next court date will be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Demon Hall.
What day? Hold on, I didn't hear you. What day you said?
February 10th at 8 a.m. Demon Hall or Demon Hall.
Demon Hall. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. You're charged with following too close and DUI. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $5,500 and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is a misdemeanor, or these are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive a preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir.
You as well, Your Honor.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yes.
Are you Deshaun Jackson? Are you Deshaun Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You were charged with battery and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? Your bond is $7,000. You're to stay away from Darielle Williams. You cannot return to 3212 Rock Creek Drive in Rex, Georgia. It was indicated that that is a shared residence. As such, you may go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand those special conditions? Are you able to make bond? These are misdemeanors. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Sharif Muwakil. You're charged with criminal trespass, and you're also charged with, hold on, you have another charge. On the other calendar. You're also charged with giving a false name, address, or date of birth. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrant and warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your bond is $7,000 and you shall not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yeah.
What was that, sir? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
A condition of your bond is that you shall stay away from Khadijah Brightwell. You cannot return to 412 Riverview Place in Jonesboro, and you must not violate any laws of out on bond. These are misdemeanor offenses, so you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Next should be Terry Onasi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Hello, Judge.
Yes.
Hey, it's Lieutenant Brown.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? I just want to extend my apologies. I'm gonna take care of that situation right now. I'm up here now, so I'll make sure that you have your people. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Y'all are doing the best you can, so no worries. We rolling through it.
We are no excuse organization.
I know that. I appreciate y'all. We rolling with it. We got it together. But thank you so much. So you're Mr. Onasi, correct? So you're charged with criminal trespass, obstruction of an officer, and simple battery on a police officer. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your bond is $10,500. You shall stay away from Maisha Lee, and you shall not return to 7103 Georges Way in Morrow, Georgia. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand your special conditions, sir?
No.
Are you able to make bond?
No, Your Honor.
Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good one. Thank you. William Thornton.
Yes. How you doing? My name is William Thornton.
I'm well. Thank you, Mr. Thornton. You're charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Kiana Hall. You cannot return to 8347 Creek Ridge Circle in Riverdale, Georgia, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand your special conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Mario Thurman. Truman, Tyree, yes. Give me 1 second. Mr. Tolbert, you're charged with driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge? Your bond is $1,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond? I can't hear you, sir.
Yes, I already paid bond. Yes, sir.
Okay, you already posted bond. Do you wish to have your preliminary hearing?
No.
You said no?
Yes, ma'am.
You said you do not wish to?
Yes, I do not wish to.
Okay, thank you. Your next court date will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Okay, have a good day.
Mario Truman.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. You were charged with simple assault. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes.
Your bond is $3,500. You were to stay away from Cheryl Truman. You cannot return to 1763 Old Dogwood in Jonesboro. It was indicated that that is a shared residence. As such, you can return with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until the condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand those special conditions?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to make bond? What was that?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Deputies, that should be the last of the 28th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we ready to do the speech for the 27th, or do we need do we need a moment?
No, they heard, we lined the 27 up also, Judge, so we're ready. We got several mails from the 27th, so that is where we're missing the majority of the inmates from.
Okay, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we sit tight? Because I don't want to have to read the speech a couple of different times. When you all have everybody together, just let me know. And you know how quickly I speak. We'll get it done, but I don't want to have to read the speech 3 and 4 times. So whenever you have everybody ready and able to hear the speech, we'll get going. But I'll stand by.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. We are desperate. Checking in. Is there an ETA on when we'll be ready to restart?
Hey, Judge, they're still in the housing units, they're still in the housing unit this time. I just received a call, so they should be coming up here hopefully in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, excellent. I'll continue to stand by. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go back on the record with the inmates that we have already, and then we'll just keep going, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second. All right, is this everybody we have so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, please raise your right hand. Good afternoon. Do you swear or affirm that the information contained in your application for court-appointed counsel, as well as any information given to this court, will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you. If so, say I do. I do. Thank you. Please put your hands down. Can everybody hear the court okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. This is your magistrate court of first appearance in the magistrate court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or take a plea. You are here for me to inform you of the charges that have been brought against you, to inform you of your rights, to set bail for some of you, to schedule a preliminary hearing for some of you, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. Should you give up this right, anything can be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are brought to testify against you. You have the right to a speedy and public trial. You have a right to subpoena witnesses of your own behalf at that trial, should you choose to do so. You have the right to testify and offer evidence on your own behalf, but should you choose not to do so, nothing can be brought up in terms of a presumption of guilt based on that failure to testify. There's a gentleman squatting. Are you sick, sir? If not, you should be standing up.
No.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you. At this point, I'm appointing each of you an attorney to represent you. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds pending the prosecution of your case while this case is pending. This bond can be made with cash, commercial, company, or property. If you use cash, someone will bring the full amount of cash to the court who will hold, the sheriff, who will hold your bond until your case is resolved. Once your case is finalized, that cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it. Someone could also use a commercial bonding company who will take up to 15% of the total bond as a fee for their service. This fee will not be returned. Someone could also use property as a property bond as long as that property has equity at least 3 times the amount of bond. So if your bond is $2,000, your property must be at least $6,000 in equity in order to qualify for a property bond. Everyone will have special conditions on your bond. At minimum, you will be prohibited from violating any laws out on bond. Additionally, you may have other special conditions that prohibit you from going around certain people or certain places. Do not violate those special conditions. If you violate those special conditions, you should be brought in. You will not be entitled to a new bond while awaiting trial, and you could have additional charges of aggravated stalking, influencing a witness. Those charges are very serious in nature and carry with them up to $20,000 in fines and up to 10 years in prison. So please do not violate those special conditions as you are told about them today. If you have family members who are watching who want to help you, or friends who want to help post your bond, or you want to contact them to post your bond, they need to wait at least 3 hours from the conclusion of this calendar to post your bond. However, if your family or friend is the alleged victim, they will be unable to post bond on your behalf. Some of you are charged with offenses for which I am unauthorized to set a bond in your case. In that case, your bond hearing will be set for a different date. If you are currently on active probation, I am not authorized to set a bond in your behalf, and you would have to wait till your probation officer reviews your case to see if he or she wants to take out additional charges or additional holds. So that will occur at your preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough probable cause or enough evidence to keep you detained until your case goes to trial. If you are charged with misdemeanors only, you have the option of waiving this preliminary hearing. You will sign your waiver today and your court date will come in the mail. Waiving this preliminary hearing does not waive your right to a trial. It does not waive your ability to get out of bond. It does not waive your right to an attorney, nor does it waive any of your other rights that I gave you earlier. It merely moves your matter along through the court system. However, you do not have to waive your preliminary hearing. I can set your preliminary hearing for you. And if you have all felonies, I will be setting your preliminary hearing. You will not be able to waive it at this time. If you post bond at a later date, your preliminary hearing will be automatically waived and your court notice will come in the mail. We'll go ahead and get started. There's been a bit of a shuffle. So what I'm gonna do is attempt to take the female inmates first. I'm gonna have you come to the podium and tell me your name, and then we're gonna go forward. Then we'll take the male inmates. Whenever you all are ready, let's get started. Let me take a quick call, and you can get the women ready.
Okay. Guys, one more time, we're gonna start with women first. We'll come back and get you guys. Okay? This is what's gonna happen. I want all the ladies to have a seat right here. Ma'am, you come right here. You're gonna stand right here for me. And I want you to, you're gonna give her your name, okay? Once she come back on, you give her your name and just listen to what she gotta tell you, okay? Oh, what happened? Oh. We just always need to take this thing and slow it down. That's all we're gonna do. With the female. Carly. Female. Carly, probably female. Marquise, yeah. Now, Brown would have gotten you. Go now. Mm-hmm.
We are back on the record. What's your name, ma'am?
Wendy Morton.
Ms. Morton, I forgot to say earlier that we are streaming live on YouTube, just so you'll know, as I'm asking you certain questions, that we are streaming live, okay? You are charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? Or do you wish for me to read it aloud?
No, read it aloud. I understand it.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Derek Pickett. You shall not return to 5715 Misty View Drive. It was indicated that that is a shared residence. As such, you can go back with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, but that's my house that I own, and therefore I also have to work from home.
I understand, ma'am, but based on the nature of the allegations, you cannot go back to that property until the matter is resolved, until that condition is modified. I am appointing an attorney. Your lawyer can talk with someone else about getting that condition modified, and you are able to go back with a sheriff's escort to retrieve your property for work or whatever you need, but you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved, until this condition is modified by another judge. You said you understand though, correct?
Yes.
These are misdemeanor offenses. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, I can, but my money is in the lockup holding. I have a
Yes.
card.
The sheriff will give you information about how to go about doing that, ma'am. My last question for you is, since this is a misdemeanor, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
If I waive it, then what's the outcome if I waive it?
We've already gone over that, ma'am, and it's not nothing against you, but sometimes people don't understand it. So because you can't make a knowing waiver, I'm going to go ahead and set it down for your first appearance, excuse me, your preliminary hearing. Your lawyer may decide at a later date to waive it for you, okay? But for the present time, your next court date is going to be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, ma'am.
My name is Century Howard.
Speak up a little bit.
Twanza Tyler.
Huh?
Your name is Twanza Taylor?
Century Howard.
Oh.
CC 4.
Ms. Howard, you are charged with aggravated assault and theft by taking. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrants, and do you wish for me to read them aloud?
Can you read them aloud, please?
It's alleged that you did commit the offense of aggravated assault when you pointed a firearm at Norman Staten, that you had the firearm pointed towards the victim while in the residence with intent to murder, rape, or rob him, that the victim advised that you were using your personal weapon when you had it pointed towards her. This is family violence because you lived together and have dated in the past. It is also alleged that you did take the victim's black iPhone with the intent to deprive it without asking the permission. Your bond is $22,000 and you shall not be around Norman Staten. You cannot return to 811 Overlook Terrace in Riverdale, Georgia. Since it is your residence, you can go back with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
I can try to see with my family.
Your next court date is February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Next.
What's your name, ma'am?
Nicola Sanders.
Excuse me 1 second. I am on the YouTube. Stop it.
Can you do that for me?
Ma'am, you are charged with DUI, improper lane change, open container, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your bond is $7,500 and you must not violate any laws of auto bond. Are you able to make bond, Ms. Sanders?
Yes, I should.
These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, ma'am?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
I went over that earlier and you probably didn't understand it, which is fine. Some people don't. I'm going to go ahead and set you down for your preliminary hearing, which will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. In the event you and your lawyer decide that you want to waive it, you can still have the opportunity to do so. Okay, ma'am? Have a good day, ma'am.
GALINDO.
What's your name, ma'am?
TEJLDA.
Say that again.
Oh, I have one more. Then I'm ready to go.
I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Can you speak up a little bit louder? Okay. Courtney, that's the one we were talking about. Do we have an update on that? Roberta Cadu.
Roberta.
Roberta Canoe, excuse me. Ma'am, you are charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? I can't hear you. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Samuel McCullough. You cannot return to 2041.
2150.
Excuse me.
2150.
2150 Lisbon Lane in Jonesboro, Georgia. You cannot return there until this matter is resolved or until this condition is modified by another judge. You can go back to get your personal property with the sheriff's escort, but you cannot go back for any other reason. Do you understand, ma'am? Are you able to make bond?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor offense. Do you wish to waive the preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
Next. Come here, ma'am. Ma'am.
Give your name.
Destiny Garnison.
Okay, give me 1 second.
All right, we'll have a seat.
Ms. Gunnison, you're charged with simple assault. Please stand up straight, ma'am. Don't lean while I'm talking to you. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
No.
I can't hear you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't even put my hands on it. He put his hands on
Okay,
it.
let me stop you. As I stated earlier, this is not your trial date. The only question you can ask me about, or if you understand what I asked you about whether or not you want me to read your warrantless arrest affidavit. I couldn't hear you. Was the answer yes or no? You may have to yell it. You have a soft voice. My voice is loud. I still can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to read it for you?
She said, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. It says that while verbally arguing with the victim, your baby's father that you live with, you grabbed a broomstick that had no bristles attached and noticed it as if you were going to hit the victim, Corey Hadley, by drawing the broomstick back. This occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Mr. Hadley. You cannot return to 5758 Highway 85 in Riverdale. Since that is your residence, you can return with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws of out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
Wherever I can make one, I can't get no what you call it.
I'm not sure what a whatchamacallit is. Do you mean a signature bond, ma'am?
I need a picture bond.
No, ma'am, you cannot. You said you're gonna try to make bond?
If my mom don't have the money, she said she don't have the money. That's why she told me to ask that question.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. Based on the nature of the allegations, you are not eligible for an OR bond. This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, and I got children at home. That's what I'm saying. My children stay with me.
Question was, do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
You say yes?
Yes.
Okay, please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, ma'am.
No, sir.
Okay, Judge, are we starting with the mails now?
Okay,
Okay?
yes.
State the name. Gotta speak up. Bold.
have to call you from the phone. But you just go to the house and get your money off.
The West Side.
If you don't have a buy, no, you have a buy.
Mr. Bozeman, you are charged with obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
You said, do I understand it?
Yes. Do you understand and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500 and you shall not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, I believe so.
This is a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir. What's your name, sir? Mr. Brown, you're charged with simple battery and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? We are streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $7,000. You are to stay away from Taylor Lawrence. You shall not return to 1998 Grove Way in Hampton, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those special conditions? Do you understand those special conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir.
Right. Wait, you step up. Give her your name. Right, tell her your name.
Jeremy Eason.
Speak a little louder.
Jeremy Eason.
Go ahead, put your hand on. Sure. Then in front of the mic, one hand behind your back, face up.
Jeremy Eason.
You gotta say it a little bit louder.
It's freezing.
It's freezing. It's freezing. Okay, well.
Mr. Easton, can you see and hear me?
I hear you now. Yes, ma'am.
You're just.
Okay, there was some issues with the connection. So you were charged with battery, cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, and aggravated assault. Do you understand these charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $27,000. You are to stay away from Amber Hill, Mackenzie Hill, and Noah Eason. You shall not return to 7878 North Main Street, apartment 8N. It was indicated that is your residence. As such, you may return with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you may not go back to that property without a sheriff's escort. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
6 feet apart, y'all.
What's your name, sir?
Ferguson.
Say it again.
Brandon Ferguson.
Give me 1 second.
Y'all step in that baseball, grab one of those something that's on the ground, y'all, and go, take the long, and then do it open it, but you have to do it, you can. Stay on my wall. Stay on my wall. All right, hey, so all I can do down there is. Remember, you should be not. You know, okay, you got your paperwork and that's. So we don't know. On there, we don't know.
Well, I think it's freezing up.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, she went off. Okay, yeah, she completely off now.
Only one that can. Yeah, like this one, this was the first one that wound up because that was Down here, are you coming with to bring him out? Smith, he's gone. It's a fair small. The one you make sure.
Nicholas, Debbie Brown. It's a mess up here. Look, man, I got some names, but I have no idea where they're at because they've been between H-Wade and Highview. Can you help me out? Yes, sir. That's all I need. If I'm gonna give you a name, Tyler Andrews. Okay. I do. I'll do that. 215-5160.
All right, Mr. Hudson. Ferguson. Okay, my apologies. So you're charged with aggravated assault and reckless conduct. Do you understand your charge and waiting the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, a condition of your bond will be to stay away from Jamarius Porter and to not return to 2308 Stratford Circle. But as stated, you do not have a bond at this time. Your next court date will be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
475. 475.
I am well, thank you. What's your name, sir?
No, not.
140-062.
Dewan Hunt.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You are charged with simple battery and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes. Yes.
Your bond is $7,000. You should stay away from Alejandro Hunt. You should not return to 8495 Aiden Court, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
And Judge, can I notify you that me and my father want to drop charges? He already
Well,
called.
y'all can handle that at a later date. As I stated, this is not your trial date or your plea date. The question I had for you is, are you able to make bond?
Yes.
Okay. And I have appointed an attorney to represent you, Mr. Hunt, so you can share that with your lawyer about what your dad allegedly wants to do in terms of dropping the charges. And at the appropriate time, your lawyer can bring that to the appropriate judge, okay?
Okay.
In the meantime, these are misdemeanor offenses. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I do.
Okay, please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail, okay, sir? Have a good one. Do you have a question, Mr. Hunt? Did he have a question?
You said with the release. Just a question on that.
What's your question, sir?
Misdemeanor charges. What do I go by?
These are misdemeanor charges, so you have the right to waive your preliminary hearing. And you said you wanted to do that, right? Okay, sign your waiver and your next court date will come in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Demetrius Jackson.
Good evening, young.
Good evening, sir. You're charged with possession of marijuana over an ounce and a red light violation. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
What's your name? My name is Owens.
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 Oh, I forgot we're not going in order. Give me 1 second. Whew.
Permission to speak, Your Honor?
No, you can't talk.
No, not yet, sir. I'm gonna say everything I need to say, and I promise you I'll give you a chance to ask a question. If it's not appropriate, I will not answer it though, okay? So you're James Owens, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish for me to read it aloud?
No, ma'am. Can you read it for me, please?
It's alleged that you entered cell 7201 unauthorized and punched Rashik Evans while he was laying down, that you took his commissary, and that he sustained a laceration of the right eye that will require stitches, and as such you were charged with battery for causing facial harm. Your bond is $3,500, and you were to stay away from Mr. Evans. You must also not violate any laws. If you are able to make it out on bond, you're not to violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your question that you had for me?
With me being sentenced to 30 days in the hole, as I'm doing right now, I was asking, like, what would you, if I wanted to take time instead of a bond, how much time would you be willing to give me?
So that's not what this court is for. I don't sentence anybody because it's not your trial or plea date, but I am going to give you an attorney. Your lawyer will come see you and speak with you about your options in terms of what you can do to get out and going forward, okay? I will ask you, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing as this is a misdemeanor offense?
Waiving it would be like, can you explain that a little further for me, please?
I can't, sir, and it's only because I've explained it already twice today. I'm gonna just set you down. Like I said, I've given you a court-appointed attorney. He or she may advise you further, but I'm gonna go ahead and just set it down since you didn't fully understand, which is fine. Some people do not. Your court date is gonna be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201, okay? Yes, sir.
Caught the charge in here, and I already had a bond for my charges that I was locked up for. Would that bond, would that charge be like concurrent with my other charges?
No, sir, this is a new charge with a new bond.
Yes, ma'am. So I would have to bond out
On different, each charge has its different bonding conditions. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What's your name, sir?
Quavius Reigns.
You're charged with theft by taking, sir. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? I can't hear you, sir.
Now,
Your bond is $2,000. You should stay away from Miss Lamari Ford. You cannot return to 213 High Tower Street. Since that is your residence, you can go back with the sheriff's escort to retrieve your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without an escort until this matter is resolved. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am. I already posted bond. I was trying to see how do I proceed with that.
Okay, they'll probably process all of that over there and intake at the jail. So since you've already posted bond, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Was that a yes? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day.
State the name.
Tommy Thomas.
Ethan. Well, Ethan? Oh, he got checked out, but he did. Yeah, tell me on the way now.
Mr. Thomas, you are charged with aggravated assault by strangulation, cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, robbery, and theft by taking. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrants?
No, I don't understand my charges.
It is alleged that you did knowingly and intentionally with any object or device. You used your hands to strangle Jennifer Williams to where she could no longer breathe. It is further alleged that you did drag Jennifer Williams from the front door through the living room into the back bedroom by her hair and throat, that her 3 children, Leilani, Leilena, and Anthony, saw her being drugged. It is alleged that this occurred on Christmas Day, that you did drag her from the front door through the living room, being drugged by the children, and they saw you doing this alleged behavior. It is also alleged that you did take her wallet with the intent to deprive her of her wallet.
With the what?
With the intent to deprive her of its use. You do not have a bond, sir. Should you get a bond, you shall stay away from Jennifer Williams, Leilani Harris, Leilena Harris, and Anthony Harris. You do not have a bond at this time, though, sir. Your next court date will be February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. What's your name, sir?
Cortez.
Your fear right here. Okay.
What's your name?
Cortez.
Cortez what, sir?
Waters.
Hey, let me ask you something. Yeah. Just look at this note. I'm gonna make sure. I think this note 189.
Mr. Waters, you're charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Cortez Waters, I guess that's senior. You shall not return to 671 Brookwood Drive. You may go with a sheriff's escort to retrieve your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort, and you must not violate any laws or out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No, ma'am.
Correct.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Your next court date will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Put your mask back over your nose, sir, and have a good day. What's your name?
Jameek Young.
The two people, they got two males, they're here right now. And then they're gonna bring up those two females. That's it.
How old are you?
Just turned 30.
How old?
Okay. What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir? Okay, please.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
I got two, sorry. Here you go. I'm gonna put you down here in a second real quick. Thank you. All right, y'all, come on.
Give me a moment. They're checking on your paperwork. Do we have anybody else that's ready?
Yes, sir. Take your name out and sit in the corner. Take your name, sir.
Robbie Aaronson, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm well, thank you, Mr. Aaronson. Give me 1 second to pull your paperwork. Mr. Aaronson, you're charged with simple assault and simple battery. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
I understand, Your Honor.
Your bond is $7,000. You're to stay away from Ms. Venable and Dion Arrington. You cannot return to 8131 Flamingo Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia. Since that is your residence, you may go back with a sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond? These are misdemeanor offenses, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I'm gonna consult with my attorney if we decide the way that be, his advice to me right now.
His or her, it may be a lawyer, a lady lawyer, but your court date is February 2nd at 8 a.m. Okay, sir? Have a good one. This is the only person we have left?
Judge, we got two more males. They filled their paperwork out. And we got two females coming up, and I'm gonna give you a list of ones that bonded out. We had a mass of people that bonded out.
I did figure that was gonna happen. We don't have Mr. Young's paperwork just yet. I just got a message regarding him. So Courtney, if you can hear me, can you double check that real quick? We'll have to stand by because we don't have his paperwork yet.
But I still do, I have Mr. Demetrius Jackson.
Okay, I'm ready for him.
Okay, so you have a seat right here, Mr. Jackson.
Sir, you're charged with possession of marijuana over an ounce in a red light violation. Do you understand these charges and waive the formal reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Sure.
Your bond is $7,000 and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I have to contact my mother, and I do believe I should be able to make bond today.
Okay. Your next court date is February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come up there, give the judge the name. Look at them, give the judge the name. Put down the-
John Hudson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hudson. You are charged with obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Yes.
Your bond is $3,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't understand what it's been there.
Okay, since you don't understand, I'm gonna go ahead and set it down for February 2nd at 8 a.m. Should you decide at a later date with your lawyer's advice that you want to waive it, you can do so at this time, okay, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Have a good one. Who's next?
Okay, Judge, we got two that's being escorted. These are the last two females.
Okay,
Tyler Andrews, she's on day 27.
okay,
And Vanessa Reed, she's also being escorted as we speak.
okay.
Let me see if
So am I to assume that the rest of these women had bonded out? They all had preset bonds. So Taylor, Grant, and Watkins are all bonded out?
Taylor, let me look at them again. Taylor.
Twanza Taylor, Lakeisha Grant, and Udezi Watkins.
Taylor, Your Honor, we're gonna have to get the other monitor because she's behind double doors.
Okay,
That would be the last one that we have here. Everybody else bonded out.
okay, awesome. Well, I have those other women when you're ready.
Yes, ma'am. They're escorting them as we speak.
Okay. I'll stand by.
Okay, and those are the last two males, Your Honor.
Oh, so we're done after these?
After the one that's waiting right now, that's the last male.
Okay, so everybody else bonded out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
So all we're waiting on now is the two females, and then we'll wait to do the one behind the double doors.
okay, well, that's good. We made up some good time then.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your.
But now let me just double check, because I see Darnell Lewis, he didn't have preset bonds. Do you see Darnell Lewis?
I call.
He should not have been able to bond out because he didn't have any preset bonds.
Okay, let me call House Unit 1 again, Your Honor.
But everybody else, I'm looking at, you're right, the rest of them had preset bonds. Oh, and look about Dominique Nicholson as well. He does not have a preset bond.
Okay, so
Everybody else, it looks like they do.
Okay. All right, I'll call back over there.
Thank you.
Hey, Nicholas, this Brown again. Hey, I just want you to check on these because the judge said you should not have a preset bond. Can you just check on them for me? It's just two. 216-4767. Yes, sir. Yes. Darnell Lewis. Okay, so can you send him up for me, please? Yes. And I'm gonna give you the last one. You say he's in what house unit? Okay, where he's at again? Yes, 216. 4785 Nicholson. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's in medical, so okay, great. So I'll go check on him. That is it. Thank you, sir. Yes, first appearance, yes. All right, thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to go, I'm gonna have to go set up that other, let me see, another cookie Nicholson. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
I want to know why is it possible that you have to speak a real loud? I said, why is it that the judge on the paperwork? It's several different reasons why.
About lost you. Yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, we familiar, but we hold them up here. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, got one more thing. Deputy Brown.
Hold on one second. Let me do this here.
Deputy, if you will, can you have somebody go ahead and send back those waivers that are already signed in those court-appointed forms? That way I can make a good use of the time while I'm waiting. I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
start signing some of those documents.
I'll do it right now, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge,
Yes.
Miss, what was her name? Taylor? The ones that she bonded out, she's gone.
Okay. Thank you.
Trying to get set up on Mr. Nicholson. He's behind the double doors also.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm ready for Mr. Young.
Hello, Your Honor.
Speak up now.
Hello, Your Honor. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you, sir. Give me 1 second. I just pulled your paperwork. You are charged with driving a suspended license, failure to maintain policy info, and improper left turn. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish me to read it aloud?
I understand, Your Honor.
Your bond is $3,000, and you shall not violate any laws of auto bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
I'm gonna try to make it today.
Okay. These are misdemeanors. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, okay?
I got a question, Your Honor.
Yes.
So with me being able to make bond, I need to make sure I make it today, or I have to stay in.
You can make bond whenever you're able to. Some people make bond the same day. Some people it takes a couple days. Some people it takes a couple weeks. The bond will be set, and once you're able to make it, then you can bond out.
Okay. My next question is, for me being a resident of South Carolina, trying to understand how that affects my 10%.
I'm not sure about that, sir. Different bonding companies have different rules, different thresholds for their bond. We only set the bond. We don't have any control over what companies put in their parameters for you. That's governed by statute, and the different companies know that better than I do. So I'm not sure, sir.
These two right here.
I'm not able to bond out. What's the time frame?
Lewis, the two females have been at school.
Can't hear you.
Time frame if I'm not able to bond out.
Not able to bond out. You said you're gonna waive your preliminary hearing. They usually will see you within 7 to 10 days for your arraignment for state court.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Come on, sir.
Thank you. We're still holding for those women, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, they're gonna walk in about 2 minutes. I'll see them down the hall.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Did we find out about Darnell Lewis? I know you said Dominique is in the holding or in the other place, but did we find out about Darnell Lewis?
Yes, ma'am. He's on his way as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
No worries. We all a team trying to get this done.
That's right.
See us one, please. Or Jason, okay. What's your name?
See, she can hit on them before they even do that. Yeah, she can do a call.
Now. Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I have Miss Taylor and Miss Reed here for you.
Thank you. Swanza Taylor,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
you speak English, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're charged with driving on a suspended license and failure to yield. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
I'm sorry. My name is Sheila Andrews.
Yes, thank you. You all said Swanza was bonded out. Your name is Otila Tiana Andrews.
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit? We are streaming live on YouTube.
I didn't read anything.
No, ma'am. I'll slow down. I do speak a little quickly. I was asking, do you understand what you're charged with and waive the warrantless arrest affidavit? The warrantless arrest affidavit lists what allegedly occurred between you and the alleged victim. If you understand it, you can waive the reading. If you don't understand, I'm welcome to read it out loud for you. However, I always let people know that we are streaming live on YouTube before they make that decision.
Okay. Yes, I understand.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Gabriela Hernandez. You shall not return to 437 West Side Drive. Since it was indicated that that is your residence, you can go back with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you are not permitted to go to that property without a sheriff's escort until this case is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws by out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to make bond?
I'm gonna have to ask my husband.
This is a misdemeanor. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't understand that.
Since you don't understand, ma'am, which is fine, some people don't, your next court date will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. You and your lawyer will go over whether or not you want to waive it or go forward with your preliminary hearing at the appropriate time, okay? But as of right now, your next court date is February 2nd at 8 a.m. Have a good day, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your Honor, my
Are you
name is.
Vanessa Reed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you're charged with DUI, a red light violation, prohibited parking, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charges and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit?
Waive the reading of, can you repeat that? I'm sorry, ma'am.
Do you understand what you're charged with and waive the reading of your affidavit, or do you wish for me to read the warrantless arrest affidavit aloud? The warrantless arrest affidavit details the allegations surrounding your arrest.
Could you read them?
Yes. It's alleged that you committed these offenses when you were improperly stopped in the roadway of Sarah Boulevard and Old Dixie Road at a red light, that you were stopped in the intersection, that you had ran the red light at the intersection. The officer initiated their lights and sirens, and you continued to drive. The officer utilized a PA system and requested that you stop the vehicle more than 3 times, that you did stop the vehicle at Mount Zion Road and Sarah Boulevard, that you were in actual control of the 2018 Nissan Armada when you were deemed less safe to drive by alcohol drug impairment per standard field sobriety test. This occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $9,500 and you shall not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes, I can. I have to talk to somebody, but.
These are misdemeanor offenses. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please put your mask back on, sign your waiver, and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. So we are waiting for Darnell Lewis.
He's right here, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Lewis, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're charged with a tail light violation, driving on a suspended license, and open container violation, 2 felony counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charges, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish for me to read your warrantless arrest affidavit aloud, or you waive the reading?
I guess I will be read. I'm not sure what that is.
You want to waive it?
I'm not sure what that means. I didn't understand.
Do you want me to read aloud the allegations surrounding your arrest, or do you understand and waive the reading?
I'll waive the reading.
Okay. Your bond is $19,000 and you shall not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
I just have to call my wife. She's waiting for the call.
Okay. Your next court date is February 10th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
Your Honor, that should be everyone.
Except for Nicholson, who we're waiting for in isolation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll stand by and continue to work on the paperwork that you all are going to send over. When we're ready to go forward with Nicholson, we can.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, I'm just waiting on them to get the key, they'll have to bring him out 19. The mobile won't reach that point.
Are you all waiting on me? I see that the camera is open.
Your Honor, they bringing the inmate to the camera. The monitor doesn't reach that far.
Okay, thank you. Are you all able to send those forms over so I can start signing them?
Yes, ma'am. They should be on their way to you.
Okay, because what I'm going to do, since Mr. Nicholson is in isolation, I'm going to just set him down for a preliminary hearing. Courtney, if you're hearing that, if you're waiting on me, Courtney, we're going to go ahead and set him down for the second.
Right there. He's actually right there. He's coming to the door.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Can you hear me, Judge? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, brother. It's gonna take about 3 minutes to get done. Nicholson. Well, you got to talk real quick, man. Come on. Come on, man. The judge right here. Judge standing right here. Come on. Just come right here. Judge. Come on. Okay, Judge. Right here.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Nicholson.
Judge.
Sir, you are charged with simple battery. It is alleged that you did on December 26th commit the act of simple battery by intentionally making physical contact with Rhonda Newton, that you admitted to pushing your mother during a verbal altercation, that you advised that you were in fear, that the victim advised that she was in fear that you would cause physical bodily harm to her. This is considered family violence to the fact that you and she are you have a relationship with her and you live in the same home with her. Your bond is $3,500. You shall stay away from Miss Newton. You shall not return to 435 Churchill Court in Jonesboro, Georgia. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. So your next court date will be February 2nd at 8 a.m. in room 201. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
He said no.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Is that it, everybody?
That's it, Judge.